And I realised that every question I was asking has been asked a million times before because people are obsessed. Can he become a Jedi? How do Mandalorians kiss? How do they have a shower? The answers are there. People go deep on this stuff. It's incredible. So,
secretly, I have the answer to some of them.
Yeah. Are you allowed to even tell me any of those things?
I would have to say that Din is clean. He's a clean person. Yes. He's a little meticulous. He's a little OCD. So even though we don't get to see it, and maybe he doesn't always have the opportunity, but he's always looking for the opportunity to clean himself up under the...
Okay.
He doesn't like a stink.
No, he does always look very well presented. But I mean, in that heat, the dust underneath there and the stress...
Yeah.
It's going to be some...
There's going to be some build-up.
It's going to be...
You know? But he eats clean.
Yeah? Okay. Does he? I love that.
Yeah, so, he's got a nice natural scent.
I like it. I think he'd smell pretty good. But, I haven't been through what he's been through. So listen, we're picking up Series 3. I watched the last episode again the other day of Series 2 because I was like, right, I just have to get myself in the zone. That was such an emotional episode. I mean, it was everything against the whole gang. And then, kaboom, what happens? You know who turns up.
Yeah.
And it was emotional.
Yeah.
That stuff, and Grogu's going and you're saying goodbye.
Yeah.
What a scene.
The whole of it is such an incredible spectacle on so many levels. Sort of the context of what our experiences with Star Wars is. 3 badass, females coming in and storming, the ship, and that sequence of their kind of working in unison to take everybody down, and then this epic battle with the, and ending up with a dark saber and Luke Skywalker showing up. It was just one of the coolest events of television that, even if I hadn't been involved, had I been an observer, I would have just been gobsmacked by it, So it is actually really quite strange, especially for it to be this incredibly economical moment where the character removes the helmet and gets to look face to face. And with John and Dave, as tight as the entire thing is, they're still open to kind of a process of collaboration, because I did talk with them and say, it doesn't necessarily need to be the first time he removes his helmet, but if there is sort of like a decision that is his, that isn't necessarily related, it's a life-saving moment, but really one of intimacy and relationship, I think he would want to just sort of let the baby Grogu see his face.
Yeah.
Whether it's a goodbye or a hello.
Yeah.
They made it a goodbye. And so it was easy, kind of, with the context of everything that I've just mentioned, to put emotion into that, because it's such a sort of joyful last episode in terms of how exciting it is, No,
it so is. I think, I held my breath for most of that episode. And then that moment, it's so touching. And you're so right. Star Wars been with many of us since we were kids, and now our kids.
Is a powerful thing.
It is so powerful, and there's so much in that. In the new series of The Mandalorian, where are we going? I know you probably can't tell too much because we don't want to ruin anything, but we're going to learn a little bit more about the Mandalore, aren't we? And Mandalorian life.
We're definitely going to learn more Mandalore.
Okay.
And Mandalorian culture, Mandalorian characters. We all kind of look alike, obviously, but when you really have a look, there's so many different kinds of armor and decorative, fortified outfits and jetpacks and jets that come out from different places. And it's all really cool. And I think one of the things I'm most excited about is this character, Bo-Katan, played by Katie Sackhoff, who got to do the original character in Clone Wars and is now stepping into the live-action version of her character, and she's going to take it.
Okay. Oh, I cannot wait for this, honestly. Also, someone we love and adore is appearing. Christopher Lloyd, special guest appearance.
Right.
We know him as Doc, of course. Marty from Back to the Future. Yeah. Can you tell us how he comes in, or is it one of those we just have to wait?
You're going to just have to wait.
Okay.
It's not what you would expect necessarily. It's a beautiful, very smart appearance that comes with other surprises in terms of the word appearance is concerned.
Okay, and that's what he said on the matter, and we are grateful for that. Do you get many people telling you that they have named children and pets after you? I'm just going to show you. This is that's my niece and nephew. That's Juno
and the dog Pedro.
Ronnie. No, he's actually called Mando.
Oh.
After the Mandalorian, named after. They wanted me to show you, and that's a Boba Fett helmet on Juno there. Honestly, there's probably a lot of people called Pedro as well after you as well.
I remember the costume designer for Game of Thrones, Michelle Clapton, who's a genius, who made me look better than I've ever looked in my entire life.
Those robes.
I insist. She's got a little dog named Pedro, and I insist that it's me.
It's named after you. So is. Of course, talking of Game of Thrones, O'Brien, oh my goodness me, that death scene, incredible. And, you know, that battle where it did not go where any of us were expecting. I won't say too much because people's still watching. They've started it and they catch up again.
Say what you want.
Well, you can watch it, for God's sake. Watch it together, people. But we know that you are very good at death scenes. Stake Through the Heart, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's right.
Special Agent Greer, gutted, didn't last too long.
Nope.
In Law and Order. We mentioned Game of Thrones. Mandalorian, no, you're not going anywhere. No, there's more. Will there be 4? Will there?
They're working on 4.
Okay, good.
But I don't know much about it.
You don't know much at the moment. And also, just
hope he makes it past season 3.
Oh, gosh, you can't. I love not knowing. We don't want to know. That's the thing. Of course, talking of Game of Thrones, Bella Ramsey, who stars with you in The Last of Us. And you two must be so close. Oh, my God, she is phenomenal. Yeah. What a talent. Yeah. I was listening to an interview yesterday, and I think you might have said she can squat with you on her back.
Yeah.
She's talented. She's the super strength.
Yeah. She could carry me around the set. And I'm wearing like heavy boots, and she basically, she's just like, just do it. Just get on my back. And I'd be like, all right. And then she would take me from set back to our chairs. Jesus every day.
Every day. Oh, my goodness me. The way it's been received around the world. I mean, it's been so, and for anyone who goes, apocalypse, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
You're like, it's so much more.
Yeah.
The human stories in this are beautiful.
Yeah.
The incredible episode with Murray Bartlett and Nick Offerman, which broke all of our hearts. It was the most incredible display of love and a love story. It's just wonderful. And
that script, because I'd read the first couple of scripts trying to get the job, and then after I got the job, months before we started, he sent me the next script just to include me into the process of what we were approaching as far as beginning to shoot. And I wrote Craig Mazin and said, this is one of the best episodes of televisions I've ever read. I've never cried reading an episode of television, and I wept reading it. And it's a testament in terms of the way people are experiencing the show. Neil Druckmann, who created the video game, where its story structure is so completely powerful and broke all of these rules and set a new standard as far as storytelling is concerned. And then, the writer of Chernobyl, Craig Mazin, finding a way to adapt it and make it accessible to a wider audience. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be humble, but all credit is due to them and Bella. Because she carried me around on set.
I know. What a lass she is. I know. We look forward to seeing where it goes. Season 3 of The Mandalorian is on Disney Plus from today. We'll all be watching. Pedro, so amazing to meet you. You are fabulous. Thanks for taking the time. Our listeners have gone crazy for you.
The Zoe Ball Breakfast Show on BBC Radio 2.